I wanted to talk about which AI path. And the reason I bring this up in my video that I did on Tuesday, earlier on Tuesday, um, I may end up just utilizing the native OneStream platform to actually go live, because there's an extra couple of steps that I have to implement in order for me to go live on using Zoom. The reason I wanted to use Zoom was to get people to come on to um, online onto the Zoom meeting so that I could interact with them. But I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to probably end up um, doing it's more, I think it's more when I do trainings, when I do live trainings or when I do webinars, I'm going to utilize Zoom, and I'm not going to live stream. It's going to be actually be a training session. For these live sessions, I'm going to be answering questions, doing a little bit of training, and doing that on the YouTube Live, like I'm doing right now today. So, to on today's topic in choosing the AI path, this is not a training per se. This is not you know, and basically it's just a open discussion on. Let me see if I have any chat. Okay, so. Um, It's an open discussion based on the video that I posted earlier this week on Tuesday about clarity. And I think as I think about and talking with various business owners and seeing seeing their business online without knowing the business intimately enough, I don't know how they're doing online, right? But what I can see is their business exterior online visibility, right? And what I can say is that um, with the recent people that I've interacted with, right? And I see that they're spending their time from consuming content, consuming course, or going from course to course. And I'm talking about this from my own personal experience, is that they're going from let's just say they signed up to a course. They maybe it's a couple of weeks course or a boot camp or whatever, and they are motivated and they go through it, and then they start doing it, and then they kind of lose focus on that, and then they see another course and they buy another course. Or let's just say maybe you're in the same position as where you're building, right? And so right now, a couple of months ago, I actually went through a AI course myself. And from the people that have taken this course, I see people building the course and building, right? But what is most important, and this is personal experience, is that the most critical part of any business is um, sales, right? Because if you don't generate revenue for your business, you don't have a business. And so, um, you know, taking courses, building the business is all good, and it's all good. It's not bad, but at the same time, you need to go out and start having conversations. You need to start having discussions with your clients or potential leads or clients, and going out there and generating business, right? And so really the question I really wanted to ask today is, if you're on this live and you're watching this, is what are you currently spending most of your energy, right? So because if you're at the beginning stages of building an agency or beginning stages of any business, whether you're a local business or um, you may be within, and when I say at the beginning stages, it could be a year, a couple of years, right? Um, you need to figure out What are you spending most of your time on? And I would even say to that you may be saying like I'm spending a lot of time in marketing, right? And trying to generate business. But even within the segment of marketing, or even you may be putting a lot of effort into marketing, and you're buying courses, or you're buying tools, you're getting putting energy into certain marketing strategy. In isolation, meaning individually, it may seem great, but if you don't have clarity, if you don't have an overall what I should I if you don't look at all of those that you're doing, and you're looking at that individually, there's no compounding effect, then you're just doing busy work at the end of the day. And so um the way I look at it is sometimes you have to take a step back and look at your business, or your marketing, or your sales, or whatever you're doing, and look at it and really see how it all ties together. Because at the end of the day, what you want it to do is you want it to have some sort of a process, automation, and you can somehow leverage AI for that, right? And I can't talk because there's so many businesses out there, so many different way that you can be doing things. It's really hard for me to um, say that it one way works, because you may be comfortable doing one thing, and another person may be comfortable doing another thing, right? I'll tell you, for example, like I had a real well, actually, I really have a email list from my previous well, it's not previous, it's my real estate business um that I've worked on for about 10 years. And I have an email list that I've built up, past clients, past leads, and it was just sitting there, right? And I haven't worked on that last year. And so what I did was I executed, so basically, I had some downtime, and I had I think the list is close to about 1,700 email contacts, right? And so what I did was I executed an email campaign, and it's not an email campaign that I shoot. It's not an email campaign where I shoot out an email like like MailChimp or Constant Contact, where everybody gets the email. It's using a specific platform. There are different platforms out there. There's Instantly, there's Lemlist, and you set it up in a way so that it hits people's inbox, right? And ask question. You basically want to connect with them, right? It's not, you're not, what I'm trying to do is I'm not trying to get them to, I'm not selling anything, I'm not doing anything, but actually trying to reconnect with people from my past business, to let them know what I'm doing, right? And so, um, how does that connect, right, with the overall structure of, what you're doing in your business? And as I see more and more, as I talk with more business owners, I see that, especially people in the real estate industry, I see that people are have multiple businesses, right? And I think that happens because they majority of them come from the space of working 9 to 5, or they were a employee before, and they come into the entrepreneur space, and they see real estate, they see various ways to make, do side hustles or whatever. And real estate happens to be one of those spaces where it's very prevalent, right? As a real estate agent, real estate investor, real estate wholesaler, whatever industry it is. And it's a way for people to get into being self-employed, or working for themselves, for the goal of reaching financial freedom. So that's how I came into being an entrepreneur, entrepreneur as someone that was working toward becoming an attorney. That's my past, who I was before, and um, got tired of and sick of it, and basically left and over 20 years ago. And so, um, choosing an AI path or choosing a path, right? Now, when I say AI path, I'm not talking about an AI path where you're an agency. It could also mean, from a point of view of a local business owner or you're professional, right? Whether you're a real estate professional or whether you're an insurance professional, um, how do you leverage AI and automation, right, to create more income and more freedom? And I think what it comes down to more is picking something and actually running with it for a certain period of time. In this day and age, we have so much information available, right? Whether it's YouTube, Facebook, even Facebook, when you're strolling through Facebook and you're bombarded with ads, every single day. And even on YouTube, you're watching YouTube, you're bombarded with ads. So, and sometimes it's hard to decide which way to go, which path to go, right? And even within, AI space, there's ChatGPT, there's Gemini, there's Claude, there's so many platforms out there that you can utilize AI, and even built within the platform that that's the platform that I use is High Level, right? I have a white label version of High Level. Even within there, there's AI capabilities, right? And uh, AI is not going away. It is going to be something that is part of our lives moving forward. And so, really, the question, um, they're not, I think, um, I think really what happens is as entrepreneurs, we like to try to keep all options or options open. And so sometimes that creates an open loop for so many different projects, open loops for different, things that we're trying to build that we don't commit to certain thing, right? So let me take, for example, in my case, right? So as I'm building my SaaS platform, which is Pro 360, I am there's different ways to build, a SaaS platform. Um, there can be a different tiers, right? There's 97 different pricing tiers or different, features available. Um, or you can, but at the end of the day, you have to pick um, I think because there's so many options available to the way that you can go through this, it's hard to make decisions. It's hard because there's so many different options open, and so um, and and so we end up constantly building without really talking to people, right? And um, the way that I tell people that are starting brand new in this space, in this agency space, is that you need to go out and talk to people, right? And talking to people really relies on the people that you know, right? If you're going out cold talking to people that you don't know, you're not gonna make any headway. So you have to talk with people that you have like, so if you have experience in certain industry, then you have to go to talk to those people in those industries and find a problem and then figure out a way to solve that problem. Okay. And the more you talk with people, the more problems that you're going to see, and then that will help you to decide which way you can go with a the specific features, specific pricing, and so as an agency, that's one way, right? But as a business owner, you may be uh you may be in at the beginning, middle stage, or and so I'm going to take, for example, somebody that has been in this, you have experience, you have a network of people, right? I know a couple of people in my network and my database of people that have been in this industry for well over 10 plus years. And I know those people, right? I know those they have a network of people, an email list, right? And those email lists, like they have them, right? But they don't know what to do with them, right? That could potentially be a untapped gold mine, right? But the way that you would attack, not necessarily attack, but the way you would strategically, um, how do you utilize that list to make it advantageous for you? Because maybe you have gone through different um, stages or different, maybe you were an investor before, or maybe you are a agent and now you're doing something else. And, and that's really to sit down, right? And really you have to start uh, accumulating this email list and putting them into some sort of uh, I guess, um, you know, whether you can call tag them or you can put them into some sort of a group. And then of there's a certain process you have to go through, right? Because some of these emails may be invalid. So if you import this list into a um a a- any email platform out there and you start sending it, you're gonna get probably red flag because um, uh, the internet providers don't like email bounces, right, or invalid emails. And so once they see a certain percentage, they're going to think that you're a spammer or you're somebody that's trying to spam people, and they're going to uh, stop the email campaign, or yeah, they're going to suspend your email account. And so there's a there's certain steps that you have to do to make sure that the email gets cleaned and so on. That's different from somebody that's just starting out as a local business owner, right? Or, maybe you're a real estate professional. Like, how do you get leads? How do you generate more, base business, right? And that is whether you're first year into the business or 10 years into the business, there's different ways of looking at marketing in that sense, right? I think people that have been in this industry for a long time, they always are striving to get new leads, but neglect to really nurture and follow up with those leads they already have. They spent money on getting leads. They don't they don't think about how to nurture and take those leads and nurture them. But people that are very new to the business, you have a different problem, meaning that, where do you start, right? Social media, there's paid ads, there's, social media, content creation, cold calling, cold emailing. There's so many different options available, but they all work. It's just a matter of, do they work for you, right? I tell this story all the time when I used to do for those that are in the real estate space, and especially if you're a wholesaler or investor, there's what's called these what do you call it? Bandit signs, they call it, right? As a wholesaler, right? You will put bandit signs up beside the highway. We buy houses, right? You literally felt like a bandit because you would put these bandit signs up and then put them up in the morning, and then you have to put them down because it's going to get taken down, or you may get fined because the police may call you or the enforcement may call you. But I didn't like that, but they work. Um, and I just felt uncomfortable doing that because I felt like a real bandit. So anyway, so um, this wasn't a training call. It was just me speaking honestly about um, you know, the choosing an AI path is not I think for majority of the people that are watching this, you may be at a point where maybe you're wanting to switch careers and trying to figure out what to do with your um, you know, basically at the end of the day, you need to generate income for your family or for yourself. Or you may already have an agency and trying to figure out like how do I get more clients? How do I get or maybe you're a local business owner, how do you get more clients business, right? I'm very big into, especially if you're a local business owner. I think Google Business Profile has evolved in the past 20 years, and it will continue to evolve, especially in the age of AI right now. Um, and for those agencies out there, I think we're at a point where you know there's businesses are adapting to AI. It's so much hype about it, but at the same time, I think that if you lead with AI, it may turn people off. But I think at the end of the day, uh, most businesses are looking to see how they can get more business using and leveraging AI, right? And so, what I would say from this is the takeaway from this live today is commit to one direction, maybe one course that you've learned or you took, and implement that for the next 90 days. And how would that change your business, right? I would even say to go as far as commit to at least the next 6 months, even for a year, right? Um, there's a saying in the world of online funnel space, funnel hacking, right? That if you would just spend 1 year, right? Not spend 1 year. If you would just want focus on that one funnel until you make $1 million, right? That's what um that could also mean like, if you're focusing on just doing webinars, do webinars and focus on that. Um and I'm actually in that stage where I've done the cold calling. I've done the one-on-one, and I'm actually considering doing webinars because basically it's the one-to-many, right? Um, but you got to commit to it. And so I'll leave you with that. Let me see if there's any chat. I don't even know if chat works or not. Right now, I think it looks like I'm live streaming on YouTube and Facebook, but I'm not on LinkedIn for some reason. I'm not sure, right? So I'm gonna have to go back to this live session and see which worked out. Yeah, there's that I guess I have to weigh the balance between when I do the Zoom. Um, I have the ability to get people to get on the Zoom session and interact with them, but I also get to get their information as well. Whereas if I do just a live stream, it's just a one way, mostly one way, because it's unless I can give out the link for people to join the live stream, right? So um, it's just something that I'm still testing out. May go back and forth, and hopefully, um, I'll see which one works out the best. All right. So leave any comments if you have any down below, and let me know what you're committed to doing for the next 90 days. I would love to know what you're committed to, and if you want to join me in my journey together, right? I do have a free community. It's called Freedom Voyage. I'll put the link below as well. All right. Look forward to seeing you next Friday. Okay, bye now.